Why should we care about history? Well, that's the question we're going to answer in this video. Hello everyone, my name is Todd Harden, and I've noticed in our current cultural climate, it seems that we are struggling with understanding the role history plays. We see that because there's often great works of art, for instance, most recently that of Dr. Seuss, for instance, being canceled in our culture. And this troubles me because, especially as a Christian, because if we start canceling things, we at least ought to have a pretty good idea of why we're doing so. I think that there are three things we need to remember as we think about the role history should play. Well, first, an understanding of history helps us avoid repeating mistakes of the past. There's a certain Congress lady right now who's wanting re-education camps for people that she considers of a different political persuasion. Well, the problem with that is historically that's been tried. It's been tried in Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and China, and it never works. That's a problem. We don't learn from our mistakes, and as Edmund Burke said, I believe it was attributed to him, those who don't learn from their mistakes are condemned to repeat them. So it's important that we understand history so that we avoid repeating mistakes of the past. Second, it's important that we care about history because it helps us understand the context in which classic works were written, for instance, in the past. When I think about the church, for instance, almost every current problem the church is facing internally has been dealt with over the past 2,000 years. It usually can be traced back to 2 to 3, maybe 4 different heresies that the church settled a long time ago. But if we don't have a historical context of that, we won't understand that, and we'll repeat, like I said in point 1, we'll make the same mistake twice. The other thing we'll do is we will inadvertently or out of hand, we will cancel some of the greatest contributors to our faith, some of the earlier Protestant reformers, for instance. And it just doesn't seem fair, at least I don't think we would like it done to us, for us to impress upon our contemporary sensibilities on the world that they lived in and inhabited in. Leading to that also, or adding on to that, another thing that's important is it helps us understand when there's a certain perspective, when we read older church writings, the Puritans, Luther, Calvin, some of those folks, it helps us understand what they were up against. They were defined by situations they faced in their time, and there's a lot to be learned there if we can put them in the proper time that they belong in. And third, it's important to understand history simply because we need to see the big picture of how things are operating in total. We can make some really bad decisions that have implications we've not considered if we don't take a look at how things have been done before. So if the church is going to thrive in the new century here and in the midst of cancel culture, we need to make sure that we have firm historical roots planted, that we affirm things like objective truth, the fundamentals of the faith, the inerrancy of the Word of God, things like this, so that we can have an answer for all of the things that are coming our way in this difficult time. Well, I hope you've liked this video. If you have, please feel free to subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. God bless.